Oi, you know what time it is? You're tuned in listening to Dry That Aussie Metal Guy. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of his content when it drops. And remember, stay brutal, you mad dogs. Roof.
Okay then. G'day, how you all going? It's Dry That Aussie Metal Guy here with Crank.com. So today, tonight, this morning, wherever you are in the world, it's a great pleasure that I have special guest powerhouse vocalist Anna Ace Brunner from Exit Eden. Some of you may also know her, but more recently, League of Distortion, who stormed onto the scene 2 years ago with their highly acclaimed debut self-titled album, and have since released their powerful follow-up, Galavanize, which released October 25th through Napalm Records. Thank you so very much for joining me.
Hey, it's great to be here. Great talking to you. I'm looking forward.
Absolute pleasure. But I'm really keen to kind of know how this all kind of began for you guys, because I knew you from Exit Eden. I'd heard your material before and some of the other stuff you'd done. So when this kind of started kind of coming out of COVID, I was really kind of intrigued. Can you tell me how it all kind of started and formed from there?
Absolutely. Well, the thing is, I had the idea of having my own band with a musical style I love. I had that in the back of my mind for quite a long time, quite a couple of years before I even started working on it. Because you know how it is, you have so much things to do, and also, of course, fun things, being on the road, having guest appearances. And then when it started with COVID, I was like, okay, this is the time. Things got canceled. I was pretty depressed because I'm just I'm a people person. I need the energy of people, and being in my lockdown and not being able to see friends. And that was super tough. But I took this negative emotion and sat down and worked on songs and worked on this idea I was, as I said, having in the back of my mind already for years. And then I worked on a couple of demos. I had my bass player and my drummer by my side already. They were like, whenever you do something, we're there. and then I actually asked Jim from Kiss and Dynamite, because we had been living in the same town for several years. And I wasn't sure if he would be up for having another band, but I think that was the perfect time of life to ask him, do you like this? Do you want to join this band with me and start this band with me? And he listened to my ideas. He was like, hell yeah, this is so different from Kiss and Dynamite. And I like it so much. So let's do this. And then we worked our asses off as of then.
Well, that debut album was very, very well received. You guys would have been really quite happy. And side note, Jim from Kiss and Dynamite, what an amazing band. The riffs that he brings to you guys, it must be really fun kind of bouncing off him creatively and vocally as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, can you tell me a little bit about the release of Galvanize? How do you feel the response have been so far?
Really good. This album was, also with the comparison of having, I don't know, 2.5 or almost 3 years working on the first record, with the ideas I had before really sitting down, and then with the COVID, and then releasing it end of 2022. And now this record writing process seemed like it was in a blink of an eye. We were on the road a lot. We had festivals. I had to find time to jump in the studio with our producers and really lay down all the crazy ideas I had memoed on my phone and in my bad production skilled Logic tool I'm working with. And it was crazy because it was quick. It felt good, but also it felt weird because it was like, wait a second, we only have 3 more months to do this. I don't know if I'm ready. But we made it work, and we're really glad with the songs. We're so happy with the reactions, and it's been crazy. I really sometimes have the feeling we're so honest. We just give it all. We try our best to do the extra round, to have a song that just fits what we want to have and want to be and want to stand for. And I do think that people feel this and that they see this is real energy and this is a real band and they really have something to say. And that makes me so happy to see that the reactions are out there.
Well, it has a really, really great sound and energy. Like that self-titled album was unreal, but you kind of stepped it up a little bit more with this one, if that was even possible. How do you feel the evolution of the band is going so far, even with just the second album so far?
Thank you so much. First of all, at times I was a little bit scared, to be honest, because I really love our first self-titled album a lot. And as I said, we had so much times. We had a couple of songs we just didn't put on the album because we said, okay, no, we want to have 10 really strong ones. We don't want to have a filler. We want to have, everyone should have their own space and also their own reason to be on the album. And yeah, having this as like the measure, at times I was like, oh my gosh, are we going to do this? Will people say, oh no, the second album is not as good as the first? But yeah, we worked hard and the reactions are good. And you know what? I think we also, we've grown through these years. We've all gotten more mature. We're working with the same songwriting team or production team. Our two producers also are part of the songwriting team. And I think we just put all our best in there, and then it's natural that it's good. So you have great people working with you.
So that being said, like coming out of Exit Eden, you women have these amazing voices, and you just do these beautiful covers, and you add this metal element to them. Did you kind of have this overflowing of stuff you wanted to kind of create as yourself being that front person of the band and that lead lyricist and vocalist as well? Have you just kind of been like, yes, it's just coming out, no worries at all?
Yes and no. Like there were like in the songwriting process for Exit Eden, there were ideas I had where I knew this is too aggressive or too straightforward for Exit Eden, but this is exactly right for League of Distortion.
I just talked about this today with this is the fourth interview I've done today, and it came up twice in two different interviews, talking about having these other projects to dive into as well. It fulfills you, and it also makes these other bands and these other projects you have so much better, because there's, as you just touched on, there's these ideas and concepts that you kind of go, oh, this would be great, but not for that project. So yes, sitting there, you would have had this build up of material that's gone, bam, this is going to be really good for League. So having this other page to work on is really fulfilling for your soul. Yeah,
absolutely.
So can you tell me about some of the themes, concepts and influences that kind of did inspire you for the making of this latest album?
Yes, I had so much inspiration. I really had to kind of limit myself, because when I'm in the writing process and in the creative process, it's like, I don't know, something opens up and I'm like, just like grabbing ideas and my phone, and I write down lyrics and slogans and sing melodies that I have stuck in my mind when I'm like going for a walk. Also, really the news and what's going on in our world at the moment was something that inspired me a lot, because it does scare me. It feels like it's getting crazier and crazier each year. And that's something where I think other people have a similar feeling and maybe need some comfort and also some hope for a better time. And that's what I'm taking, and not trying to like hide with my negative feelings, but go out there and say, I feel this way. This is shitty. This is terrible, but there will be justice. There will be a better time. There will be payback for all the terrible people out there at some point.
Yeah, and it kind of typifies that, I suppose, with the name of the album, probably why you went with Galvanize, you know what I mean? Because you can galvanize yourself as a person, cover yourself in metal. Is that kind of what you were going for with the name of the album, yeah?
Absolutely. That's absolutely it. And what I love recently, also a friend now on YouTube who took this word galvanize from the chemical direction, because it's also, of course, a chemical term and that's how he put it, to make metal stronger, to make metal more resistant. And I was like, hell yeah, that's exactly it, you know?
Yeah, and you guys just also really have this good, balance of mixing in these classical elements and metal with also these modern influences and kind of push it forward and make it your own. Tell me a little bit about that process and kind of how that works for you.
Yes. Yeah, that came naturally in the first record, when I was just like with no limits, also with no like label or anything we had. I mean, just sitting there with my production tools and my mind. And that's how I like just put loops together or sounds together, where I was like, oh, this sounds cool. And oh my gosh, some of the tracks were like 10 minutes long. It was like, that was not a song, but just picking out a couple of ideas from this variety of ideas, and mixing that into a metal song. That's how it started. And I think I love that we started that way, because people have gotten used to us having different styles. I mean, we can hardly shock them anymore if we have like a hip hop beat or a rap part or something that's like a break that goes into something totally different than expected.
I love that. I love the pushing the boundaries, you know what I mean? Where people go, oh, everything's been done before. Well, like, I love hearing bands like yourself, and I'm going to touch on another fellow German band as well, Electric Callboy, you know what I mean? Bands like that are pushing the boundaries of metal, you know what I mean? Mixing in these techno beats, these electronic beats, these pop numbers, and kind of having you like go, it's okay to dance to some pop and headbang at the same bloody time as well. That must be so fun as a songwriter.
Exactly. And it's always also so fun to like listen to the state of the production. It's like, oh my gosh, this is so good. And then you're like thinking about, how will this be live? Or also, how will, I wish I had like done some like reaction videos on like either metal fans or just pop fans or just random people on the street listening to League of Distortion, and just like, because I showed it to some friends, and I was like, some of the reactions were just so fun to see how they like, and then or just like starting to laugh in a like so good way, like, and what's wrong with her? We showed it to a friend, and he was just like, he's a pretty like serious guy, and I think I've never heard him laugh that way, because I think he really got where we're going, and he like saw this song being performed in the metal scene, and I just love the reaction.
Yeah, it was unreal. We're a big soft bunch. What song you're going to play for someone who hasn't heard you guys talking about you going around and chucking it on random people's ears? What song would be in the headphones that you're doing that with?
I would choose What's Wrong With Her, because that one is just so different. And I think like also with this, weird time changing techno part in the end, it's like, what's going on here?
And you did mention playing live. Have you got many shows lined up? And is there somewhere kind of you'd like to go in 2025 that you haven't been before?
Oh, yeah. We want to come to Australia.
Oh, no, I was hoping you'd say that.
Oh my gosh, that would be, I said it yesterday already, that would be a bucket list come true. I mean, I hope we'll reach that soon. Maybe not next year yet, but we'll see. Yeah, we have our headline tour. We have a first headline tour planned in Germany, which is also super crazy, because we've been supporting bands, and this is just the second record, but going out there, having our own set planned, having our own, stage build up, and also just seeing who is there from the beginning. That's going to be so cool to see. Oh yeah, some people, like from the support shows, of course. I've seen you before. Yeah, I've been to 3 concerts because I love you. So this is going to be very, very exciting.
And it's a really quite a different feeling, isn't it? Going out and preparing for like a support slot, whereas a headline, you get that little bit more time. You can play a few more of your tracks. You know, which ones from the new album are you really, really keen to kind of get out and play for these headline shows?
Exactly.
Have you got any tracks you're really excited to play from the new album for these headline shows?
Yes, yeah. Like we did a couple of rehearsals, and like some of them, I'm really looking forward to all of them. Chainsaw is quite tough live.
It's good Halloween one.
In the studio, you can like, oh yeah, I'll just give it all, and then it's like, oh my gosh, I have to sing this live too. Just putting the energy in there throughout the whole song. But yeah, that'll be fun, and also like to build up with like intros or interlude parts. I love that. And also we talked to our light person a few days ago. How can we like make the light effects fit the music? And it's going to be so cool.
That is absolutely amazing. Look, any last words, shout outs, thank yous, or anything else you'd like to add in there, Anna?
Yes. Well, I hope we'll make it to Australia someday. So stay tuned for that, please. And go check us out if you don't know us yet, League of Distortion. We have so many also cool videos on YouTube, because this is really important to us to underline our lyrics and our message with good videos. And yeah, we want to welcome you to be part of the League, part of League of Distortion. Join the League by just following us on Instagram and following up on what we do and listening to our music, of course, first and second record. Yeah, we hope that this gives you energy, that this will galvanize you for everything you want to do. And yeah, we'll be there.
Awesome.
Join us.
The best way to get League there is to go buy all their albums, stream the hell out of it, play it everywhere, chuck it in the stereos. The neighbours are going to want to hear it too. Thank you so very much. Have a lovely evening.
Thank you.
Oi, you're tuned in to Jai That Aussie Metal Guy, so make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of his sick content. And remember, stay brutal, you legend.